Hi there! Today I'm going to make a very simple pike fly using not many materials, but a very efficient and a very nice and well proven pike fly. As you can see, I've attached a tube here to my tube flies system. If you use a hook, you can do the same thing, but this fly works particularly well on tubes. What we're going to use today is we're going to use some bucktail, some Magnum Flashaboo, 2 different colors, and some big fly fiber in red, and one of these fish masks from Flyman. And that's, well, basically that's it. First of all, we're going to take a bundle of bucktail here. Take a fairly decent amount. Because this is one of the key elements to the fly is this bucktail. One of the secrets to why this fly is so effective. So taking a bundle of bucktail here, just gonna trim it, get all the shorter hairs out. It's not something that is of the utmost importance, but well. And then I'm gonna distribute it as evenly as I can along the tube. If it's not completely even, then no worries about that, because it will probably just add a bit of movement to your fly as when you retrieve it. If it's uneven, then maybe it will just move a bit more erratic in the water. So don't don't go too much into that detail. Well, then I'm gonna take my pen tool here, or whatever you want to call that. Just a part of a ballpoint pen to push things back, like so. Just gonna hold my bucktail as tightly as I can, and then I'm gonna make a bundle of tying thread close to where the bucktail is, but not on top of it. I'm not gonna tie it directly on the bucktail. I'm just gonna tie it up to the bucktail to make sure that the bucktail stays where I want it to be. Like this. The hardest part of this fly is to avoid the tip of the tube fly needle. That's a bit pointy, and well, I've gotten quite a lot of scratches, as you probably can see from it already. So you get this corona effect from the bucktail, which is nice. And we'll make sure that the rest of your materials will stand out and have the desired bulk and volume. I'll take a bundle of big fly fiber, and I'm gonna be fairly. Take a fairly. Oh, that was maybe a bit too much. A sentence I rarely use when tying pike flies or musky flies. This will be great for a musky as well. And then I'm gonna take this big fly fiber, and I'm gonna distribute it again as evenly as I can all the way around the tube here. That's something that happens very frequently to me. This is particularly not when I'm using my Chimco bobbin here. Never mind, no worries. Cutting off the leftover materials because, well, basically we don't have much to go before this fly is finished. There is a Norwegian, or actually it's a Danish pattern, Scandinavian pattern that is called the Flash Pike Streamer, which is a very nice pike fly, and it was originally designed by one of the really awesome pioneers into pike fly fishing, a guy called Morten Valør, and this could be, well, kind of like what I would how I would interpret that pattern onto a tube. So as you can see now, I've made this. Oh, the bucktail just won't quit. That's nice. It's just stands out a lot there. Use some more thread here. Like so. As you can see, this have a lot of bulk and will move a lot of water without being heavy. There's just no controlling that bucktail. I'm gonna control you now. Like so. Good. So far so good. Now next up is we're gonna attach some Flytying. This is the Magnum Flytying, and the package here is just completely great and big. So 52 centimeters, which is awesome for any big flies. I'm gonna take a bundle of red, like this. Pull a bit in some of these fibers here just to try to get them a bit uneven. Like so. And this I'm also going to distribute as evenly as I can all the way around the tube here. That's not a completely easy feat, but well, I'm going to do my best here. Applying some thread just to make sure that this very slippery material is gonna stay there, stay where it's put, so it's not gonna, you know, be pulled out by some small pike's teeth, and then the first cast. That would be annoying. Just gonna let this forward part hang there, and then I'm gonna add some lateral scales in mirror opal, a very vibrant color, to give it a bit more pang, you could say, I think. Like that. Again, trying to distribute it as evenly as I can. Applying some thread there. Could cut these strands off, or just those of them you can just reach. It doesn't matter exactly at what point you tie this lateral scales in, but they are important, I think, because they add some nice contrast and will move individually and under other influences, under other currents than the rest of the flash. So I have this lateral scales in almost every single one of my pike flies, simply because it really gives an effect I enjoy a lot, and I think has an impact on my pikes, on my pike fishing. So again, taking holographic Magnum in gold, doing it the same way as before, tying this so it's gonna be all the way around the hook. The tube all the way around the tube. The reason why I'm not taking this and turning these yet is because I'm gonna do that with my fly mask, to make sure that that the materials will look and have the desired effect that I'm going for. So now I'm gonna do a couple of knots here. The whip finish is not going to be very helpful at this stage on this particular fly, because you have so much material hanging out in front that is not going to be very easy to make a whip finish here. Tightening that down, cutting off. and then I'm gonna apply a bit of super glue just to make sure that this stays where I want it to be. I take my fish skull here, and don't mind if a bit of this flesh material is gonna come in contact with the super glue. The movement is gonna be more than plenty in the rest of the fly. So don't worry about that. Then I'm gonna force all the materials here backwards. Hold everything in place. Look at everything. See, is it how I want it? Then I'm gonna take my fish skull, fish mask it's called. Apply that, and as you can see, you have a way of making a head that is a million times faster, quicker and better than doing one of glue, because if you're doing one on glue, then you will add an enormous amount of weight. And this fly is made from materials that are light, that will not absorb a lot of water, so this will be easy to cast, even though it is a fairly large fly. The final touches to attach flyman eye on both sides here, and then of course pull out the fly of the vise of the tube fly holder. Cutting off the leftover tube here. And what is great about this tube I'm using here, the Future Fly 4.6 millimeters, is the hole in this is large enough to have your titanium, your not too kinky leader to go across it. And as you can see here, you have a very flesh type of fly that is fairly large, very easy to cast, fairly easy to tie, and that will work. You could of course add some super glue up here, but my experience is that this head, when it comes over this this tube, is the fitting is so tight that it will stay there. And well, there you have it. This color combination is one of my favorite, but of course you can do flies of this type in any color combinations. And remember, it's just 5 materials. It's Hedron, Hedron Flashaboo and Magnum, Hedron lateral scales, Hedron big fly fibers, all 3 materials that are only available from Hedron, some bucktail, and of course these heads. And if you don't want to use one of the flyman heads, you can of course make your own from glue. But well, those were the words. Thank you for tuning in. Off to the water.